Now we are back, because I have now unmuted myself. Hello. I love that all of my players were very, very quiet during that, even though it made us, big... Yeah. They can speak. They're allowed. Hello, Raku.
Yay!
Nice to see you in chat. Welcome back. We are in our last month of this campaign. Holy crap, you guys. It's been a year and a half. Let's go. Today I have had a little chat with my players before the session, so that they are a bit aware of what's going to happen and the timeline we're under. And I hope we get some really good scenes today, because I think that we are going to. Before we get started, I would like all of my players to introduce themselves and tell everyone what they are playing.
Okay, I'll start.
Oh.
Damn you. Hi, I'm Rose. I play Cam, a changeling druid who's perpetually confused about life. Currently, we're on a boat, or maybe we're not. Honestly, I don't know anymore. But I lost my hand, kind of. Like, it's still there, but it's not there, and I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm May. I play a Fig and half-orc cleric, and he's feeling real bad that he, goaded you into, banishing your hand into, nothingness. So, yeah, that's not great. He might be more timid. He was trying to be more assertive, and now it's had consequences, and now he's afraid again.
Oh, buddy.
You're fine. Cam's ambidextrous. You don't know that yet, but Cam's fine.
I'm Feather. I'm playing Throgyn. I try to protect the others from also having their hand and arm disappear. And in doing so, I have disappeared my own arm. What a wonderful trade-off. I am also on a boat or a black hole or, who knows.
Hello, my name is Sunny Kay, and I play Yuka, the Witch of the Woods, the steward of the Lord Bestial and Lady Verdant, and a half-elf druid. She has wild-shaped into a hawk and has face-planted directly into the prow of a boat that was previously moving very violently and suddenly stopped. So she's gonna have a broken nose when she turns back.
Yeah. And I am Nalise, also known as Valentine, and I am your dungeon master for today. Well, game master if we're being license compliant. So, you all find yourself on a boat. On a boat that is completely 100% still. Thank you, Raku, for the sound check. I can actually see chat now, by the way. Yeah! Upgrades, people! You find yourself on a boat. This boat is stock still. The waves around you are not rocking. The wind in the sky completely stopped. It is almost as if you sit right now in a painting. Every amount of ambient sound has finished, has silenced itself. There is no more. If you walk over the deck, you hear your footsteps. If you tap your talons against a stone covered in cloth, you hear the little clinks. But there's no birds, there's no wind, there's no waves. There's no creak to the wood covered in salt. Where we left off, Throgyn had just picked up a stone. A stone which I have unfortunately forgotten the name of. It was the stone of...
It's the opposite of the stone of relevancy, right?
Yes.
The stone of irrelevance.
I do believe it was the stone of detritus.
Ooh!
Somebody needs to check in the Discord, because I can't tab out without ruining your beautiful faces.
Yeah.
What... The other thing that you had found right before we ended last session was underneath the waves, Fig had noticed a source of magic. And I do believe it was illusory magic. Is that correct, Fig?
That was on, like, the ship. I think the divination was...
You're absolutely correct. It was divination magic. You were absolutely 100% correct.
And the world was clocked as a combination of conjuration and evocation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, my dearest players, you are going to notice, as way, way, way out on the horizon line, lights start to turn off.
I don't think I like the look of that. But I also don't
Was
think
it
we're
red?
here. So, it's not terribly concerning.
Rose, what you see is as you're looking out at the horizon line, all of a sudden it just gets pitch black to the point where there is nothing to see past it. It's not
Sorry, all I'm
fast,
thinking-
it's not much, it's just like a 30-foot zone at the very edge of everything you can see.
All I'm thinking about is, oh no, what's the movie that you watch the
Never
guy
Ending
throughout
Story?
his entire life, and he's in a dome,
Truman Show?
and there's
Oh.
Truman Show, my beloved.
and it's like we're in the bubble, and that's the wall that he is. Anyway, anyway, Fig's
I like it. I like the way you're thinking. I'm still a bird if you want me to fly up anywhere.
yeah, you got do you, I mean, do you want to check if we're like on like a, I don't know, you can't get high enough to see if we're on like a spherical entity a la a planet, but if you want to I don't want you to fly that high, just letting you know. But if there is like a limit that you see in the horizon or otherwise, because yeah, this seems self-contained. Just like
Yeah.
I'm also just like touching the boat like at various
Boat's real?
points.
Boats
Are you
real?
touching that? There was a big cresting wave that just like stopped before it crashed down. Are you touching the droplets?
Yes, obviously.
So what you will notice, Fig, as you touch the droplets is it's wet.
Yep.
When you touch it, it's not like physics resumes on it, but like you touch it, it does like splash around your finger. But like as soon as you stop like touching it, it goes back to being frozen. So like you could like push it back and forth and like.
Yep.
It's like, have you seen the one bit in X-Men where Quicksilver's like zooshing around? It's that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. GM, may
Yeah.
I fly up high enough to see the horizon? Because I know we looked at. I was mostly looking at the boat before. I wasn't really
Yep.
looking out.
Yuka, as you fly up, you will notice that not quite where you think the horizon should be. And especially once you get higher, definitely not where the horizon should be, but closer to you. It gets pitch black. And then while you're up there circling, looking out, you notice that again, at the very, very edge of what you can see on all sides, it's like lights go out. And it's only by about 30 foot closer to you. Still miles away by this point, kilometers away by this point.
I think I know what the lights going out look like. Can I roll perception to confirm
Yeah.
what it looks like? Okay.
Yeah!
Don't die.
Bingo card,
No.
drinking lungs.
Oh no!
Oh!
Be careful.
What's your roll?
22.
22. Oh, that was your roll. Oh my goodness, wow. I'm so...
She's hawk.
Oh no.
She is hawk with keen sight.
Shit, oh no. Sorry, hang on, sorry. We're technical difficulties, we're back. I am so
Oh,
not
that
used... Oh no, May's seen it. Sorry, I'm so not used to the founder just immediately updating. I'm still getting used to a processor that can actually process things. Yes, yeah, absolutely. With a 22, what do you think it looks like, Sunny K?
Sunny K thinks it looks like when a show, when a stage performance is shutting down all of its lights for the evening. Like after the light check has gone down, it's
Yes, you are absolutely 100% correct in that. And with a 22, you do recognize that.
Hey Cam, I don't know if maybe you know this better than I do. Do you know if the bird Yuka's turned into is it like a water bird also? Because there was something under the water too. I know I don't want you don't change too much, but
Most birds can be underwater for a bit, but that doesn't mean they're made to be underwater. They're made to be in the sky. That's why they're birds. If they were meant to be in the water, they'd be fish. Like you got
Or
flying
ducks.
fish, but that's different.
but like there's also like there's like seabirds and like sometimes there's like I know there's like a good like
Yeah, but-
sea eagle. I don't know if that goes. I don't because that one has
Sea-
talons. So I know like a sea eagle, like right.
Are you asking if someone can go in the water? Because I can go in the water.
I can cast water breathing on someone.
I
Oh.
don't need water.
Yeah, because there was a different source of magic below us, divination. So that doesn't seem to be like, you know, the stage thing that we seem to be on. So if somebody wanted to check that
I
out,
don't.
and-
You
I mean, if
you can go
Well-
check it out if Throgyn can do water breathing on you. You know magic way better than me.
I'm not. I come from a desert.
Also, I only have one arm right now. You know how hard it is
Yes,
to do
I'm
stuff
aware of
with
this.
one
Yuka will fly back down and will just land on the deck of the ship. And just kind of like
I hold my
arm. Hey,
arm out.
Yuka! You
Swimming
know
is
the bird
not
you are
one of my
better,
skills.
right?
Throgyn, which arm do you hold out? Your dominant or your non-dominant?
Yuka lands on
I
the deck.
guess
She
I
will
hold out-
shred up your arm.
Yeah, I would hold out my not dominant arm, but like that's gone, so you can't land there, even if you wanted to.
I think you
I'm
hold
just
it
like-
out and she swoops around because she's like, I don't want to touch that. She's like, I don't want to lose all of my limbs. No offense to you, Throgyn. Of course, you're lovely. However, my limbs.
So-
Yeah.
And then
She-
I relay that.
Yeah.
That there's the magic under the water, and I'm like, I mean, I'll go down, but you just need a plan to get me back up out of the water, because I don't.
You can't swim?
I passed my test, okay? It's just
There's a test.
it might have my swimming lesson test, obviously, but it was like. You know, all the instructors are also have work, so there's a different level of proficiency there compared to perhaps other species in
Like past the swimming
Drunk?
test, we can't swim.
Big passed the swimming test specifically for, okay, kids, who's ready to go into the swimming hole without your floaties on?
Cam's a
and then
farmer's
that's-
kid. They just got dropped in a pond and go, just swim now.
Oh no, Cam.
The concept of a
And-
swimming test is just wildly confusing.
And
What
I
is
put
this
it on
thing?
every single resume that I am proficient at.
We can
No one's
pull you up
no
by a
one's
rope.
tried
Oh,
no one's tried to actually get me to swim yet.
So much.
I mean, I'm good going down because you said you had water breathing. It's just, yeah, you gotta, I think I'm gonna be more like a, Yeah, not a
How
fish.
dense are half-orcs? And not mentally, I mean physically.
I can pull up my character sheet for how much I said that Fig would weigh.
It's a lot. The answer is it's a lot.
Yeah. He's like 250.
Plus all your
Pounds.
equipment.
Yeah. I mean, I could take the equipment off.
Okay, I have a question for the group. I have used one of my instances of wild shape. I think I only get 2.
Oh, I forgot about that. I have so many because I'm just gonna burn spell slots.
Yeah, I think I only get 2. We'll do the math. We'll do the math. You can use this feature twice. Yes. Okay.
If you wanted to come down with me, that'd be nice.
What I was thinking
Sure.
about doing was turning into a giant octopus. If we're okay with those being my only uses of wild shape for this.
How about you keep it and Cam can also become some type of fish or intelligent water creature. Right? I'm sure there's an interesting.
Yeah.
I can become a killer whale. I don't think that'd be useful, but like on my list of things I can be,
That's
it's
so cool.
definitely there.
If you want to.
That rules. Okay. I'll stay a hawk for the time being and just like hop up. So I'm like eye level with Throgyn and just watch you guys whatever you're gonna do.
Okay, I have an idea, but I don't know what size I am. Okay, I will be large. I live in like a farmer's region, so I've seen toads. Can I become a giant one by just going how hard can it be to be bigger?
I'll let you try. I want you to roll me a nature check or a survival check.
Just let you know, most toads are like land. They're not water as
Nature
such.
or what?
Or
They're
survival.
also not salt, right?
Or survival. Oh, then I'm gonna do survival. Can I? Yup.
Yeah, that'll do
20
it.
total.
That'll absolutely do it. You're able to do this. So,
Great.
please describe to me what it's like as Cam wild shapes into a giant toad.
Well, okay, now I have a question. I don't have my arm.
Correct.
Do I keep not having an arm, or do I get the arm?
You see that as you wild shape into a toad, your arm appears toad-like. Like, in wild shape, you don't see any difference from what is normal.
Okay. Is my thing doing it? What?
It still feels like your arm is asleep when you use it.
Okay. Okay.
I just see Cam turn into a land aquatic creature,
Yeah,
which I'm just
sure
like,
do.
Okay, the water's sort of weirdly solid, so that might work. I mean not solid, but it's a weird fluid right now. So Feather, if you'd like to bring me down, I like unspool rope. I am connecting a tether to myself.
Yeah, wait. There's one thing. Can I pull you up? Can you pull yourself up? Because I can wind
Well, there's
like
the
tiny
dog.
rope.
There's probably a
I
ladder on this
can
ship
climb.
somewhere. I can.
I'm
Yeah,
roll
I
it.
tied it to
toad.
the ship so you can pull yourself
As
up,
you
because I only
guys-
have one arm right now.
As you guys are having this conversation, you watch as way out on the horizon line of this ocean, another 30 feet goes dark.
We should hurry up. I cast the water breathing. You have 24 hours.
Thank you. and yeah, I go down,
Fig,
hop the ladder with the rope tied to me.
you hop down the ladder. You get to where the top of the ocean is, and you see that again it is completely still. The waves are not moving. There is no current underneath. The moment you put your foot in, you're wet, but it's also strange because it's not like it's seeping into your clothing. It's just kind of there. It feels wet. It feels cold. But like the process of like your clothing soaking up fluid isn't happening. And then you let go of the ladder and you begin to sink.
Yep.
The first thing you notice is that the sun above you, where you've heard of it shining through waves and shimmering, it doesn't do that. It's just static, still. And then you start dropping a little bit further, and it starts getting a little bit darker, and darker, and darker.
Yep.
And you reach a point where you notice that all of a sudden more light is coming from below you than is coming from above you. It's green. It's not a sickly green, it's not a neon green. It's just teal, blue-green, filtered heavily through the waters around you. And as you continue dropping and dropping and dropping, you feel yourself slow until you're sat there, hovering above what looks to you like a light coming through a lantern. The opening being beneath you. I will tell you for free that you are very confident this is the source of that magic you felt. Not the light itself, but whatever is beyond it.
Yep. Let's see. As I know I'm underwater, but as it's like a lantern, as we described it, I try to like clear off some of the glass to see if I can see through it.
Fig, as you touch the lantern, you feel yourself being spaghettified again. And all of you are going to notice that the rope starts being pulled down incredibly quickly and starts wrapping around your legs and pulling you with it.
Yeah, no,
Can I grab it?
Stop.
You can grab Fig and you will be going with him.
We tied it to the ship.
Yep.
The ship
Oh, the ship's going down.
Yep.
I try to go before the ship goes,
Oh,
I guess.
Part of the ship, part of the crew. And then the next thing you know is you are standing on a wooden floor. No, you're standing on a stone floor. It's tiled. Throgyn, you would notice this first. Throgyn and Yuka, you two would notice this first. The tiles underneath your feet don't match. They're stone of the same dimension, but they're different types of stone. They're different wares of stone. These tiles have been replaced at different times. There's a light here. It's not bright, so anyone without dark vision is going to have a little bit of trouble seeing. But it's lit by torches, it's lit by lanterns, it's lit by candles. And you see that you are in a room, no windows, that is filled with mechanics. Throgyn, you recognize gears, you recognize a brewing station, you recognize that there is an entire wall, floor to ceiling, filled with herbs, almost identical to the ones you saw at Yuka's house. You see that the middle of the room is a large square table, intricately carved greens and silvers in these very distinct elk antler and owl feather motifs.
To sound off. I'm here. Big's here.
That's great. We're
Okay.
Can I look at the table?
Yeah, you can absolutely look at the table. Do you want to give me a perception check, or do you want to just look at the table?
I want to look at the table and see if there's anything special about it, specifically in an arcane way. I
Give
don't
me
know
Arcana.
if you want.
Yeah. The
That's a
glowing green light was it was another lantern, like show, lantern thing. Anyway, just letting everybody know.
Thank you.
Throgyn, looking at the table, the first thing that you notice is that this table is identical to the one you found in the Elk Library. Very specifically, the Elks had this table in the room where you spoke with Orville, and Orville showed you a lot of his plans.
Mm-hmm.
As far as arcane goes, you see that this table is enchanted ever so slightly so that, like, tools don't roll off the edge. You see that it's enchanted ever so slightly so that it's always level. But you don't notice anything that would be different than the table you saw at the library.
Does it feel like the same table? Like, not just does it look like the same table, but does it feel...
Throgyn, it feels so much like the same table that when you put your hand under it, you touch the same wad of gum.
Gross.
Very much so.
Big's gonna look around for the next light source, aka the lantern.
Perception. Fig, you see many light sources. You see that there are torches on the walls. You see that there are candles on the tables, and on some of these
That was a nat
workstations.
one.
I'm aware. You see candles on some of these workstations, and do one of you is still carrying a light source, and I forget which one of you it is.
I think Yuka prestidigitated some lights, but I don't know if it was on their person or just on the surface.
Yes. Sorry.
Cam, actually.
Throgyn.
Right?
Throgyn.
Cam or Throgyn?
The stone that you have wrapped up in cloth right
Oh.
now is glowing. Because Fig cast light on that. Yes.
That's Logan. Also, if I had had it, it wouldn't have given off light because I'm currently a toad.
This is true. This is true.
There's a really, really big toad in the room with us.
Yeah,
little
actually,
bird.
Fig, that might be worth knowing. Yuka and Cam haven't sounded off.
Can I just
Oh, I mean-
so I'm sitting on top of Cam's head.
I just need a sound of life that you're not just a weird giant toad that's not Cam.
I just go.
Okay. Yeah, that's Cam. Yuka?
The iconic sound that is frequently used in American media to represent a bald eagle, but is actually a red-tailed hawk combined with an osprey, sounds the most mangled, horrible Seahawk screech you've ever heard.
Yes. Okay, that is Yuka.
She just kind of like remembered what birds look like.
She could have looked at me.
She didn't really want to be a corvid. She wanted to be a raptor.
I get that. Cam, can I get some of your help? I don't know if you can do it while you're a toad. I hope you can.
The toad is nodding.
I have 10,000 tiny little sheets of metal, and I want you, please, to shape each of them into a feather.
I had no idea where that was going.
With that, Cam's gonna turn back and just go, "You what?"
I roll up my map that I've had all this time in my huge backpack. I just take it out like it's one of those anime swords and display it on the table so you can see it. Then I rummage through my bag and grab 10,000 pieces of tiny metal, and I put them down there, and I'm like, this is supposed to be here, and this is supposed to be.
Throgyn is pointing out every single individual feather and where it goes on the blueprint.
They all have different shapes. They all have different properties.
I know what feathers look like, but do you have any idea how difficult shaping metal is?
We can do it together. We can do it together.
You and what forge?
You hear
They're really thin. They're really thin. They're thin enough to slice with a knife.
You hear just a whoosh from somewhere behind you in the corner, and Fig, there's another light! Fig, there's another light now, and it's a big light!
You should watch out, Fig. These lights are hot.
Yes. Thank you, Throgyn.
It's hot and will kill you.
There's now a forge. I bet if you wanted, Throgyn, that this closet right here, as I turn around, and then I bet behind this closet there's what do you need? 10,000 metal feathers?
Yes. In exact shape. In really, really exact shapes.
And then I open the closet.
What happened?
What happens is Valentine starts crying a little bit because I hadn't planned for you guys to do that. Oh no, my foundry just died.
Yeah,
no, my foundry.
Oh,
Come back.
For me, it's reloaded.
Okay.
I just regained all of my spells. Okay, we're good.
Alright, we're back. We're fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I accidentally unplugged my laptop, so the foundry just kind of funk. Anyways,
That explains.
You are and always will be the king of my heart. I hope you know.
Am I your specialist little boy?
You are my specialist little boy. This comes with consequences.
Aww. Fig, you open a door and you see that there are not 10,000 little feathers made out of metal, but 100,000 little feathers made out of metal. Throgyn, you recognize immediately that some of these are not shapes that you need on your blueprint. Some
This
of
is a dark feather.
sorting
Why is this
feathers.
here?
Some of them are shapes that you need, but most of them are not.
Oh,
Yeah.
he still wanted us to do a skill challenge. Yeah, that's fair.
Oh no, they've bested me by my own game! Wait! Consequences!
Yeah, it's because I opened the closet. I just said feathers. It's just
Yeah, Fig doesn't know what Fig's looking for!
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Can I roll for unchecked autism skills?
You can roll me... What's your, expertise intelligence skill? Or your proficiency
my
intelligence skill?
Wait.
Like, do you have proficiency in
Are you
Arcana?
proficient in Arcana?
I have proficiency in Arcana and investigation.
Roll me investigation or
That's all.
Arcana.
They'll do different things.
We can also help you if you want to roll one, because I know at least two of us are also pretty good at Arcana. So if you wanted to roll intelligence, then you.
And I know about bird.
Yeah.
Roll me dice, you three. Do it.
Yes, I would like help. If possible, I would
do
like,
Arcana.
but I need to check with our lovely GM if that's allowed. I would like to first check for shapes and then say we have weeded out 80,000. And then I want to check for the ones that would match best with the Arcana that I need.
Yes, so what I want you guys to do is
we do-
Feather.
yeah.
You are going to roll me you're going to roll me an investigation roll. For, as you said, quote, unchecked autism. End quote. I'm going to give Yuka and Cam the ability to roll either one of them gets to roll arcane and one of them gets to roll nature. These are their help.
Well,
Do you have a preference, Rose?
I am shit at both.
These are their help rolls. Depending on how high Cam and Yuka roll, you will get a bigger bonus to your 15 that you just rolled.
Okay. Arcana and
I'm
nature are
rolling
about the
with
same.
emphasis, so it will be the difference of your roll from 10.
Rose, I think you have pretty lucky rolls most of the time, so I trust whatever you want to do, I'll do the opposite.
You're also not good at that both? Or
I am equally good at both.
then I'll do nature because Cam doesn't know magic. It
Okay.
just happens.
Which business?
Yeah.
12.
So,
8.
Throgyn. You start sorting out feathers. And you start sorting them out into two different piles. The first pile just sort of gets yoked back into the closet. And you notice that you never really hear them hit the ground. The second pile gets thrown towards Yuka and Cam. And this is the pile of, close enough for government work. Which you throw to Yuka and Cam with the instructions of match them to the blueprint in shape and in magic.
We are still a toad and a bird.
No, one of you is a changeling.
I'm a person.
Oh, right. I'm still.
That's perfect, because you need
Still do this
to
job.
know what feathers look like.
By the end of it, you have weeded out about 80,000, maybe 85,000 feathers. You have noticed, once you get up from where you're sat on the floor and head back over to the table, the ones that Cam and Yuka have picked are close, but are not exactly right. And if you were to create your wings now, there would be some unintended side effects. It would work, you would be able to fly. Some things might go wrong. Or, you can take what you have here and start changing it. Having Cam shift the metal a little bit. You yourself going and reforging some of them. Applying new magic, removing old magic to make sure they fit exactly what you want. That will take skills. That will take time. That will take effort. And just as it has a chance to make your invention better, it also has a chance to make it worse. What do you want to do?
Yuka, Fig, and Cam. The last few years have been incredible. I never thought I'd make friends like you. I never thought I would get out of the situation I was in. And I never thought I would find myself. I have this opportunity right now to do something that I think would aid us, but would also mainly benefit everything I've worked for. And I really, really appreciate your help so far. Are you willing to help me further? Are you willing to help me make this complete?
Certainly.
Can I say that, like, this sounds like a long speech, so Cam's already just starting to shape the feathers a little bit, because, like, I'm not spending all my attention trying to listen to someone.
Cam, I love you.
You just get a thumbs up, and I go back to, like, fucking about with the feather.
Yuka will fly to the forge and just rest her talons on the bellows and just kind of like give a look like, tell me what you need me to do.
And Fig would like to walk over to Throgyn and put hand on your feathery shoulder that's not missing. And I've spent so long of my life not completing what I've set out to do. It would be an honor to help you complete yours.
You get a save from Cam.
I give you a hug. I turn around and just
Ooh, that feels weird with one arm.
Is it better or worse if you can feel the other arm too, Fig?
I think it's worse because it's like I know it should be gone.
Pat, pat.
before he turns back, but in a way that none of you will ever see it. None of you see this at all. Throgyn just goes like, wipes one little tear away, and then goes back to autism mode. I would like for you, Cam, to help me reshape these. And then Fig, you have a really good eye for detail. If you could help me, then make sure that they're all in the best place on this diagram. That would be incredible. And Yuka, I would really like to have some help with making sure that the magic's right, specifically for birds.
She'll stand in front of the diagram and just kind of like hold her wing out so that you have like a better picture of what it looks like when it's actually in motion, because the blueprints can show you a lot, but they can't show you everything that's like animated.
I also can I touch your wings?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to make sure that I know which ones it's more important that they're extra sturdy, or where it's more important that they're extra flexible or quiet or whatever, so that I'm actually checking the enchantments in the best way possible.
Alright. What I want from all of you is I want Yuka to give me a nature check. Cam, I want you to give me a wisdom roll that has your proficiency bonus. Since you were doing artsy things, I think wisdom is your highest stat.
Mm-hmm.
Fig.
I'm just gonna do a save because that's the same thing.
I would like to, if I could use my
24
calligrapher supplies with this, because that is my sort of...
I will absolutely let you use your calligrapher supplies. I want you to do the same thing that Cam did, but with intelligence instead. Throgyn. Feather. What do you want to roll? Or would you like me to ask for something?
I'm having a difficult time choosing because it feels like I'm putting a lot of skills together, and it feels like I'm doing a lot of different things with this.
Also, my hand on your shoulder was absolutely guidance.
I appreciate that.
What I want you to roll me then, Throgyn. First of all, we're going to get banned from YouTube, so thank you, Sunny K. Second of all...
It was within the legal limit.
Feather, what I would like you to roll me is I would like you to roll me an intelligence saving throw. Plus guidance.
Guidance, is that, how do I do that?
1d4 on top of what your thing is.
So I'm just waiting for a Fig and a Throgyn roll. Oh, there's the fig roll. Perfect.
See if that added up right. Yes, it was.
So, Throgyn, you begin working. You see that Cam. You hand them feathers every now and again, and you see that they start ever so slightly shaping them. It's not making things from scratch. It's just carving out a little more here, lengthening it a little bit this way, changing the curve just a tad. It's not making things from scratch. It's just shifting them a bit to the left. And you see that once Cam starts, gets a feel for this metal, is able to sort of push through, because mold earth works very differently on metal than it does on pure earth. Once they start to understand, you see that they pick up speed, and you no longer have to hand them feathers and show them where they go. Cam just sort of starts going. You see as they slip into their artist's fugue, the same one that they slip into when they make dragon statues for Fig. And you watch as Cam starts laying out all of the feathers across the blueprint, exactly where each one of them goes in the layers that they go into. Fig is standing on the sidelines. He's sitting there, he's checking, he's ensuring that things are working correctly, and then every so often, once Cam puts a feather down, you'll see that he shuffles forwards and very, very delicately, a set of tweezers that you don't know where they came from. He goes in, he picks up a single feather and manages to slip it underneath a different one. Or he rethreads something that had missed the joint that it was meant to be at. Occasionally you watch as Throgyn, as you put these bigger sort of chunky, almost the size of your wrist, bearings down. You watch as Fig goes in, pours something in. It looks a lot like ink, but you know that it can't be ink. That just lets it move a little bit smoother and catch a little bit quicker when it needs to. All the while, Throgyn, Yuka's sitting there, and you're able to look around, move her wings up and down, check that as soon as you attach feathers and sort of apply your magic to animate something, the way that the machine on the table moves is the same smoothness and fluidity at which Yuka's wings move. You catch a couple of good mistakes. A flight feather that was too flimsy, or a cable, a fake tendon that didn't quite slide correctly. And Throgyn, the last of it, of course, falls onto you. You can animate something on a table all day, but in order to fly, you can't be putting that much thought into it. Not safely. You, in your various amounts of downtime, have been working on something for this. Built into the harness that houses these wings, there is a tiny line of gemstones down the back. They're not visible when the wings are being worn, for they press in against the wearer's spine. The harness then secures it across the front, making a fake keel, a faux keel that works just as well as a real one. And it gets to the point where these gemstones, capable of magic as most gemstones are, it feels, once you put this frame on, like you have 2 additional limbs. Were Yuka or Cam to put it on, it would feel very, very similar to when they wild shape, to when they gain a prehensile tail, or when Cam, if Cam chooses to form a new arm. As you slide it on, you first feel the weight of this added machinery. And then you feel every articulated joint. You're able to fold it up behind your back. You're able to spread them wide. Your wingspan, larger in scale than any bird's would be, just to carry the extra weight of brass not made for it. And you feel somewhere in the base of your cerebellum a switch. A switch that, if activated, will start draining your mana energy. The same mana energy you cast spells from. To charge those engines and produce thrust. Just enough thrust to get you in the air and keep you there. You may add to your character sheet, Throgyn, brass wings. It is a magic item. You do not need to attune to it. However, you will need to expend spell slots per minute of flight. A level 1 spell slot will give you 1 minute of flight. A level 2 spell slot will give you 2 minutes of flight, and so on and so forth.
This is so sick. This is so cool.
Goal completed. Anyway, extra achievement get.
Throgyn stands there. You see him trying out these new wings. You see him open them and close them a few times. And then he just kind of runs up to you all and squishes you all into a big hug.
You all, especially Fig, especially Fig, notice as well as Throgyn hugs you. These wings fold over, forming almost a dome around the four of you. And in the candlelight, in the firelight, it is flickering. It is flickering like stars.
You have given me the most wonderful gift of all, which is not these wings, but which is new opportunities and incredible friendships. Thank you so, so much. This means everything to me.
No feather. Fuck.
Also, Fig doesn't want to ruin the mood, but he's also like, we are still in a simulation.
Still on the Truman Show.
Fig, I love you for keeping it real.
Now nuzzled in Throgyn's shoulder, with the harness still on, Yuka sees a feather that's a little bit out of place, and she'll like preen it a little bit with her beak. Very sweet.
I love you guys.
Cam,
Ooh.
as you're sat here, you realize something. You can fly. You've turned into birds before. You can swim. However, as you sit here and as you look at the way that Throgyn's metal wings bend and maneuver, you get an idea that you may be able to mimic this while wild shaping. Throgyn is using magic in order to, assist his natural aptitudes. You don't think you'd be able to do it with every single spell you have, but for spells, for cantrips that you use often, you think you may be able to start using them while wild shaped. If you can concentrate enough.
Ah, fuck.
Aim for the throat on that one. Sorry, Cam.
I don't know how else to, like, poetically say, you gotta make me a concentration save, boyo!
Good.
Should we start looking for more of the light sources?
And then the lights go out.
Bruh.
And that's where we're gonna take a little 10 to 15 minute break. Yay! We will be back hopefully at about 20 past. For the rest of our session. So I'll see y'all there.
Hi.
And yes, hi, my microphone is still working, and I'm still talking to stream, even though my players cannot be heard. Hi, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Nice to see you again, Broken Spacebar and Raku. Now I'm going on break. 4, 3, 2, and we are here. Yay. And I remembered to unmute myself during the countdown. Yay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Thank you for hanging tight during our break. We have many more friends now on stream. It's mostly just stuffed animals, but we love them. They are friends. They are friend-shaped. So, jumping immediately right back into it, my dearest players.
It's dark as fuck.
It's dark. And then you start to see ambient lighting filtering through the gaps between Throgyn's feathers.
What?
You hear Cam somewhere outside of Throgyn's like feathery embrace, breathing. It's labored in the way that an old man's breathing is labored. Someone who has lived a long life, and while he's not dying, he is... It does take him a little bit more to exist.
Can I escape the wings if I just go shimmy backwards? Or...
That is up to Throgyn.
I will open them for you, close them back on my have them half out. Like I'm not sure what this is. I want to be able to protect myself, but also like you can go where you want.
Okay.
As you leave, Cam, you see that you are on a floor. You don't see walls around you. You don't see a horizon line around you. What you see is a single figure standing 7 feet away from you, just over 2 meters away from you, waiting. They are hunched. They're stooped forwards. You see that they are thin. Not thin as naturally thin, but thin as you see their joints through their skin. Knobby knuckles, veins and tendons stretched. Veins and tendons very visible through the stretched skin over top. And through the stretched cloth over top. The figure is a tragedian. You think. This one is identifiable, though. He is old. And he is simply waiting.
I know you, don't I?
I suppose you can. Hello, Cam. You see Fig as you peer out. Cam, you see this as well. Hanging from his left arm is a lantern. It is inscribed with nettle, carved, not carved, molded. Clay has been molded over top of the metal, showing nettle leaves and a pitchfork, a small scarf tied around it. Cam, it looks very similar to the pitchfork that marked the route out of the woods that deer always took home.
Do you have something to show me? As the others?
I am here for all of you. I have a specific question for you once we are done. You know how we work, right, Chamomile?
You are our stories?
Yes, your stories and your assistant. You make your stories, we give you what you need to do so. I am here because there has been something taken from your story. And I cannot give it back unless you want it back.
But I don't know what is missing. So how can I know if I want it back?
Cam.
You have an arm missing.
Fig. Perceptive as always. This is true, but that is not mine to give. That is from a different one of my kind. No, Cam, look at the body. Look at the height. Look at the long ears, drooping ever so slightly. And look at the age. Goblins don't live that long, do they, Cam?
They don't know.
It was... I wish I could say it was an accident. I think it was a way to make sure you could talk to me.
Will you be okay?
Who are you asking?
Everyone that I missed. Mostly Dad.
As it stands, your dad cannot hear you, cannot reach you. As far as he is concerned, his life is over. Whatever came after for him will not come so long as I am here. However, when you are done speaking to me, I am okay leaving so that he can have what you wish him to have, whether that is more time with you and with your family, or whether that is a chance to continue in whatever afterlife he wishes.
Is there a way for me to have been there in the past?
Yes.
With me being able to just let him have lived his life as he did.
Yes. Yes, there is. One of your friends is already under an oath to go back. You can easily be sent back with her. You would get 10 years where you do not exist on this plane with your family.
I don't need 10 years. I'm fine with just a minute.
That is also doable.
No.
1 minute can last a long time at a family reunion.
Exactly.
Would you like a hug?
Not if you're not him.
That's fair.
then please let him go. I know he's surrounded by loved ones.
I will let him go. I have to ask one last question before I do.
Yes.
I am not as... Your father lived a long and loved life, and I can see that, and it is allowing me to make my own choices. Do you and your friends wish to know anything that the others cannot tell you before I go?
You have to ask one of the smarter ones. Hey, get here. You know stuff.
Cam, and you're just as smart as me in dealings with this. It's just as intuitive as any book smart thing. We're not going to learn the situation from a book or writing down clues. It's going to be our decisions and what our guts say. That's with you as well.
See, and this is why you're the nerd.
It's not a very nice thing to say, Chamomile.
Yuka unbirds herself. He may be very bookish, but he is correct. You hold a level of intelligence that is on equal footing to anyone else's. And you have oftentimes more relevant questions to ask than anyone else. Is there something you wish to know?
I don't want to be selfish, but I want to know, did my family get sick?
No, they did not. Your mother almost did. She was in the Feywild when the contagion spread there. She managed to escape right before the quarantines hit. And by some, well, I'd say miracle. No, others would say miracle. I'd say through a labor of love, she managed to avoid the illness.
Where will I be able to find her after all this?
She's at your father's home. She's with your...
That's the place you should be.
Yes. Your uncle is helping her. Just
Of course
comforting
it
her.
is. He's not good with emotions, but I'm sure he tried.
He lost many friends, unfortunately.
I think most people did. Will we remember?
What's part of it?
Everything that happened if we fix it. When we fix it.
I wish I could tell you. Unfortunately, the way that our curse works, we can't know what the actions or what the effects of your actions will be. I can tell you that there is a plan for you asking to forget, and there is a plan for you asking to remember. But I
Then I
cannot.
will remember.
Then you will remember. And you will remember all of it.
I know. That's okay. Thank you.
Of course.
And thank you for taking care of my dad.
I wish somebody had taken care of mine. Fig,
Take care. Take care
not
of yourself
Fig.
too.
I will. Yuka. I'm gonna go with Yuka on this one.
Hmm.
When he says, I wish somebody had taken care of mine, you see the smallest, briefest flash of blue hair, a hooked nose, freckles, and wizard's robes. You see the smallest flash of what looks to be a wizard. A wizard of water and wind. A wizard that, as far as Fig has told you, was once an adventurer. Much like you.
Come you with messages from Saoirse?
Not on purpose, if I do. She is affected. Not by the contagion, but by a lesser form. She is, she was always strong. And it's not that she's immune to this, but it's that her status as her status as a person who could change things affords her a lasting protection. It affects her in the sense that she's like everyone else now, but it will not go further.
She's an honored guest. And a good friend. She did us a good turn.
She would be happy to hear it.
And were I there now, I would extend her the courtesy of my protection. I do hope she knows that courtesy is extended in spirit.
I think she does.
She's helped us. She's helped us. We would not have made the progress today without her help. She looks at Throgyn's wings.
I think she knows, and I think she's proud of you, little bird.
As well she should be.
Now, I have but one last question for all of you before I go and fulfill what the purple one has asked of me. Are you fulfilled with how you planned this? It's all I've ever wanted.
I don't understand.
Our curse. Not the one, not the contagion, but our curse. The one affecting myself and us. Those like me. Is we aim to fulfill those with agency, with power. Are you fulfilled with how this played out? Before I go.
I have for you one question. You call this a curse.
Aye.
Do you wish to be free?
I will be. I cannot both give that one's father back without ending my own. existence.
And will you be satisfied when you do that?
If I were to be satisfied, I would not be asking a last question, now would I?
You must understand, in my profession, we deal often with vengeful spirits. It's a precautionary measure.
I see. Well, let me say this. If you wish a vengeful spirit, one will return. If you wish a peaceful one, it would honor me to oblige.
I wish only that all that needs done, and all that will satisfy you, is done. Like, of course, comes at no expense to the rest of us, but...
And you are going to see for the first time, Yuka, that the figure in front of you begins to move. He picks up one of his feet and begins to take a step towards you. It is slow. It is labored. You, as a medical professional, can tell that every movement he makes is putting him in pain.
She's gonna bridge the gap. She's gonna get closer to him so he doesn't have to move that much.
You think that now that you are close enough, and Cam, you can see this too, you think that just barely through the hole on the mask, that you can see a smile. A smile of old, worn-down teeth. And he raises his hands, one grabbing the back of yours, Yuka, raising it so that it's in front of you, palm up. And with his other hand, he slowly places something inside of your hand. He doesn't force you to close your fingers around it, he simply holds it there for a moment. He does not let go of your hand before saying, "Steward of the woods, I cannot offer promises, as I will not be there to fulfill them. I can promise that those of us who exist, past, present, and if we exist in the future, we will do what you need, what you ask, and we will ensure the ending you wish, if not the process." And you see that he then releases his hands, and in your palm there is a small river stone. It's got a divot in the middle, like a worry stone. The inside is painted white, like the masks of the tragedians. And you feel that there's a tiny little bump in the worry divot, colored black, just like the hole in their mask. From what you can tell, Yuka, this is not a magical item. Not yet. You can tell that this tragedian that has held on to it for so long, he was incapable of making it magical. Actors cannot write their own scripts. No. Allow me to rest, if you will.
But, like, she'll, like, grasp the forearm and give it like a little gentle hold,
Your parents.
and then she'll step back. Turns around and walks away.
And to the three of you still watching, still looking at the tragedy, you will see that as he steps backward, his first step back takes him back into the small amount of diffuse light that his lantern was providing. And the second one takes him just out of the cone that light had. And Cam, Fig, Throgyn, and Yuka, you all hear the breathing stop. Cam, you alone hear one last, "I'm proud of you." And you can tell that it is from your father and not from the tragedy.
My god, we were joking about making feathers like not even an hour ago.
And sometimes I just sideline you with the feels train. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Would I happen to have like a stray bit of clay on me?
Yes, you do.
Then I want to shape it into like a little bundle of forget-me-nots. And just leave it. And then get back to everyone else.
Cam, as you head back towards everyone else, you see that his lantern is left, sitting on the ground.
Didn't we need more lanterns? For some, I don't know. People said something about lanterns, right?
It's
And that's a question towards the group.
the way I see you. It's a way to change the scene we're in.
Well, then this one's mine. And I'll grab it.
Cam, as you pick it up, unlike the lanterns you have all found previously, the world does not go dark. The scene does not begin changing. It feels real in your hand. It feels of metal. It's got heft to it. This is no longer just a projector. This is the lantern.
Ha, I got the real one.
Ultra rare drop.
Orange, orange! The orange loot's mine!
Anyway, Fig would absolutely love to do Arcana on that lantern.
It's mine.
Roll me
Can I-
Arcana.
Can I give him the help action, please?
Yes, you may.
Okay, thank you.
Fig, you may take
Okay,
advantage.
so how does it look? How does it look when Fig rolls Arcana? Because if it's going like looking at it all study like I'm gonna like shield it.
Never mind, you have lost your advantage, Fig.
No!
No, it's more the I come up to Cam to also give a back hat, and then I'm also just like,
Evil. You just can't let me have my. You can't just let me have my lantern, huh?
I just, make sure it's not harmful.
Roll me Arcana.
If it was, I would have lost the other arm too. Don't worry about it.
Does he still get advantage?
Yes, he can still have advantage.
Yay!
Unless Cam wants to take it away.
It's fine.
Okay.
Where?
Leroy? Come on. So is it just a with advantage roll then?
Yep, just with advantage.
Trying. Hey, Foundry, please work.
Technical difficulties in my stream? Never.
Possible.
Impossible, I
when I
refuse to
hover
believe it.
However, my Arcana is just a spinny wheel of
Oh no!
not death, but of black and white dots. So
Hold on, I might be able to...
appropriate, but
Ach nee.
Ugh, nay.
I've got dice. I can do so, but
I can, I think, roll for you if you want me to do that.
go ahead.
Okay. Let's check. I said Arcana, right? Yeah. Bonk. Situational bonus? Advantage. Well, that was the most middle sliders roll I could have made.
That's still 16, yeah?
Yeah, I rolled a 9 and a 10. Apparently, if the DM rolls for you, you just get straight down the middle.
It could be so much worse.
Fig with a 16. What are you looking for?
I suppose it'd just be for like, what magical ties does this lantern maybe now not have? If it was tied to said being, and then maybe like which type of magic?
Fair enough. If you want type of magic, I am going to make you cast Detect Magic. You will notice on investigating this with a 16 that this lantern is currently not attuned to anyone. It does require, or it does have the option for attunement.
Yep.
It looks like it has some basic functionality without attunement. However, if you do attune to it, you have an increased range of abilities with it. It seems to function like a normal lantern. It is a hooded lantern. It is fitted with a shield that allows you to project conically instead of all the way around you. Likewise, you can remove that and project all the way around you if you wish. This lantern appears to be an oil lantern. It doesn't seem picky in the type of oil that is inside. Currently, it is holding a fish oil or a whale oil. With Arcana, you recognize that this is very similar to the lantern that you saw previously. Likewise, this is very similar to what you have been chasing, at least on a first glance. You would also notice, Fig, as you are looking at the engravings on it, this is not the same lantern that you saw puppeting light, the being cloaked in light. However, it is the same base lantern. It looks like this one has, as I said earlier, these molded nettles on it, whereas the one that you had found earlier, seen very, very briefly, had almost this sort of iridescent, slightly yellow film over it, with a cutout in the shape of a figure. humanoid figure. It strikes you almost as garments being constructed out of the same base shapes with ornamentation on top.
If that casts a certain shadow, much in the same way that the yellow film would cast a golden color with light behind it.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have an idea. Chamomile. Would you humor me and blow the candle out in the lantern?
Fine.
What our friend just said, it had me thinking. An actor does not write their own lines, but we are not actors. We're storytellers. And we can use a lantern, but I have an idea for a fire much more fitting our role. And she casts create bonfire on the ground in front of them.
You all watch as this flame immediately roars to life between the four of you.
It's having me do it on the screen, so
That's fine. That's so hang on, let me just tab out so like chat can also see what's going on here. Never mind. I just tried to tab into the Foundry and I realized I never made that scene. They will never see your mistakes.
Okay, never mind, it's good, it's fine.
It's okay, Sunny. That happens every time I try to detect magic. It gives me a little...
The map looks like you just burned half of Screekak to the ground. I did not! This is not canon!
Only you can prevent wildfires. It's by stopping Yuka.
Only you can prevent forest fires by not making me incredibly upset. No. Yeah.
But I guess that reasoning is sound, question mark. So Cam just put out the candle because Yuka's still kind of intimidating.
And Cam, you blow out the candle, and as all of the light vanishes from this room, oh, sorry, there is a campfire. I'm so correct. There is a campfire. Brain. The light vanishes, as does the scene around you. You are still stood there with a campfire. However, you also begin to hear birdsong. You begin to hear the murmuring of people. You begin to hear waves and sandstorms and blizzards all at the same time. Not loud, not overwhelming, just possible. And it's almost like the moment before a conductor taps his wand.
I don't have a wand, but what happens if I can't actually click my finger.
And Cam clicks their fingers, and you hear everything hush. And you hear an inhale from you're not able to see them, but you hear a few. They sound younger. Just sort of breathe with that anticipation of, and what do we do next?
How do stories often start?
Or end
Once
their
upon a
stories.
time.
And with those words, Yuka, the campfire roars brighter. And you see yourselves appear right inside a doctor's office. One located in Ironcliff. One across the street from a tavern. And you see a man, skinny, black hair, elven,
Oh my god.
walk across the street into a bar where sitting there are 4 unique individuals. A purple tiefling, one horn slightly bigger than the other. A half-orc dressed
That's right.
in a twill vest. Kenku. No, that can't be right. He's wearing too many dwarven runes to be a Kenku. Watching something bubble away in a flask. And in one corner, a small ferret. Not quite sure yet if she wants to make herself known. And then you 4 find yourselves sitting in that same tavern. 15 years later. Now. Things are not two-dimensional necessarily. Though if you look, you can definitely see the edges of cutouts. The edges of shadows of puppets. But most of the time, it is still in 3 dimensions around you. The gaps in the seams are less often. And when they are there, it seems as if you can round them out and give them dimension. And that is where we will end our session for today. So, my dearest players, I hope you enjoyed today's session.
Very much so.
Thank you. I hope to be back next week with our penultimate, if not ultimate episode. I'm certainly going to let you guys go. I want to get as close to an ending as we can next week, so that we can wrap up any last drags the last week. Because I know if I say, we're just going to end it in 2 weeks from now, we're not going to end it in 2 weeks from now. That's not how D&D works. Nope. Add buffer time. So, I look forward to seeing all 4 of you back next week. And seeing what absolute shenaniganery you come up with.
There are too many ideas in my mind.
That's why you have a week.
Sounds like the 4 of you need to chat and figure out what page you're going to be on.
Alright, guys, so here's the plan.
With that,
We need to do like
go ahead, Rose.
I was gonna joke, and I don't mean this as this is gonna happen, but to have like a Mission Impossible style heist go wrong and then explain why this is all supposed to happen anyway.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. I love it.
So I know that I've used the flashback mechanic before. If you guys want to do that, I will let you guys use the flashback mechanic. Which is basically, it's a Powered by the Apocalypse thing. It's in Blades in the Darkness, where I first encountered it. I know it's also in Masks. Basically, if something goes wrong, you can expend a stress, which is a resource in those games, to basically say, no, this is exactly how it was supposed to go. I planned for this exact contingency. I don't know how we do that in D&D. I might have you guys expend spell slots, because I know you're all casters.
I was making a joke.
I know you're making a joke. I'm saying if you guys want to do this, you can. I can plan for this. We can add this to a skill challenge.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk
We'll
about
talk
it.
about
If it's still a joke in 2 days, then it'll stay
Then
a
it's a
joke
joke.
forever. But
Then it's a joke.
if it has mustard between now and then, we could do it. We could use it. It could
This
be
is
fun.
true. This
It's
is
not
true.
a bad idea. I like it a lot.
So, with that being said,
You have good ideas.
Condoms.
if it is,
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
if it
Feather.
is,
What did you say?
I thought you said mustard the condiment.
If it is sufficiently condimented, if it is sufficiently spiced.
I think we just found a name for my friend, actually.
Mustard, that'd be such a cute name.
His name is Dijon.
Dijon.
Incredible.
Thank you very much, Feather.
With all of that said, there are a couple of people I want to shout out before we end our stream for today. The first one is our darling beloved Randazart, who made all of our little portraits. Take a good look at them. Ah, when the campaign ends, they're not going to be on screen anymore. Ah.
I want it. When the stream ends, I just want it. And
I-
print it.
I've sent you the files before, Rose. I'll send them to you again.
I have lost them. Cam and me are not that different some of the time.
I'll have to send them again. They're on my old computer. Oh, they're also on my new computer because I had to put them in the OBS. Whoa. That is the first one. He has a video game up on the on the Google Play Store that you can play on Androids. There we go. That's how words work. Called The Delve Soldiers of Fortune and Folly. Please feel free to check that out if you enjoy his art. There are a couple of familiar voices in there if you watch our stream. The second one I want to shout out is our dearest beloved Sunny K, right down there with Dijon. She is the one who has made, composed, written all of the music that I use in my streams. So if you like anything that you have heard, including the song that will be coming on after we go to our end screen, please go check her out at, is it heysunnyk.bandcamp.com?
That's correct.
There we go.
Only
It's talented.
took a year and a half to
They're
get
not-
right.
I'm learning!
Leave him alone. It's been
I know,
a rough
I couldn't
session.
do it. I could not do that. I do not remember it ever. It is props to you to remembering it before I can.
Additionally, if you are interested in our campaign, if you are interested in any of our old VODs, please check us out on YouTube. My channel is Nalise RPG. You can catch all of our old VODs, as well as at least one, sort of behind-the-scenes shoot the shit stream. Oh, I don't like that, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna call it that again. I don't like that. Just one,
Breeze.
No, Campfire Chats. I think I named it Campfire Chats.
Yeah.
So you can check out a little Campfire Chat stream with, I believe it was Sunny K, May, and I. One day we didn't have session. Might have been a different group, but it was something. Yeah. There's one that's been cooking in the edit zone for since February that I kind of need to put up on the.
We've had
on
it in the
tubes.
chamber, but we'll release it soon enough.
Maybe. No promises. As well as here, follow us on Twitch. If you know us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch at Nalise, where you can catch our live streams on Sundays at 6 p.m. Amsterdam time, 11 p.m. Central time.
AM.
11 a.m. Central time. Whoa. Thank you for the correction. Where you could catch us live in our last couple of sessions of this campaign. That being said, just because it is the last couple of sessions of this campaign does not mean it's the last thing we're ever going to stream. I am already cooking up.
No way.
Hurts
I'm not going.
Hurts to Rose. I'm already cooking up a new campaign. It will be, cross my fingers, assuming my players are willing to buy into it, a Eldritch horror game. I don't know if I will use Code Green, Delta Green, or Call of Cthulhu, or something else. But it will be based in the American Midwest, probably in retro futuristic 1980s.
Oh no, I need to study both the American Midwest and the 1980s.
Right?
Well,
And
lucky
retrofuturism.
for you, you've got two Midwesterners in this chat.
And also, lucky for you, it's retro futuristic 1980s, so if you say Game Boys exist now.
Incredible. I think they do.
May and
I
I are
think
just
there's a
here to
lot of
teach you
data
about corn and soy.
Corn, soy, and pigs, baby.
Corn, soy, pigs, and pumpkins, baby.
Oh, pumpkins. Pumpkin yummy.
Pumpkin.
So yes, that is cooking. I am working on getting together players for that, and also, just sort of kicking it around in my little brain pan. One last plug I want to plug, or two last plugs I want to plug. One is my beloved friends over at Scoon's Tavern. I currently play a game with them on Wednesdays. It is a Lancer campaign. Please feel free to go and check them out. Scoon's Tavern also does other RPGs in a lot of different settings on different days of the week. Go check them out, see if it's your jam. If it is, go vibe with them. They're a great group of people. I can personally attest to that. Last shout out. Oh my goodness, it's been so much stuff. The world is going a bit nuts. If you have extra money that you want to throw around, please feel free to do so. If you don't want to donate to us, completely get that. Please go and check out Doctors Without Borders. Please go and check out Wildfire Relief, especially since we're entering the dry season. This month is also Disability Pride Month, so check out if there are any groups that support disabilities that you want to support. Dementia foundations, Alzheimer's foundations are two that I want to shout out specifically, just based on the stuff that I talk about in this campaign. So, that's all from me. I don't know if any of my players want to add anything tonight.
Pride Month may be over, but that does not mean it's over in my heart. Go donate to the Trevor Project if you would like to support at-risk LGBTQ youth in the United States and other parts of the world that are benefited by Trevor Project resources.
There you go. Now, with all of that, my dearest beloved players, please say goodbye.
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 Until next time.
And I will see where we can throw a raid, if we can throw a raid. 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 I don't know if Scoon is live. Scoon is not live. Scoon is not live. Your glitters are a little bit scary, not gonna lie.
Shores, fun sailing folk are we. The line between the sea and sky, our only boundary. On crashing waves and even tides, we'll navigate the sea. Steadfast our mission in our minds to keep these waters free.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Of course you can. Whoops.
Through freezing gales and tropics warm, we lot have sailed them all. In winter flows and summer storm, green spring and golden fall. Through foamy spray and clouds of gray and blinking star-filled night.